In a secluded corner of the globe lies the vast, almost mythical realm of Antarctica. This is a frigid territory, the Earth's iciest and most inhospitable frontier. Spreading over an astonishing area equivalent to 5 million Central Parks, it's a place shrouded in ice sheets so vast they delve over a mile into the abyss. Here, in a world where the mercury frequently plunges to 49 degrees below zero, and winds could outrun even the fastest of land animals, one wonders how life manages to hold on. Yet, amidst this icy desolation, a few daring souls, scientists from far-off lands, establish their outposts of knowledge. For eons, the belief among mainstream scholars was unequivocal. The chilling extremities of Antarctica were never graced by ancient human feet. But was it really so? A revelation in 2016 turned this established narrative on its head. Like an ancient secret being whispered once more, satellite imagery unveiled a silhouette that bore uncanny resemblance to our ancestors' grandest achievements: pyramids. Whispers turned to gasps as reports emerged of massive, almost supernatural pyramids embedded deep in Antarctic ice, challenging our very perception of ancient civilizations. These weren't mere imitations of the Egyptian marvels. They overshadowed them. One such structure boasted a symmetrical square base, each side stretching an unfathomable 2 kilometers. The conspiracy theories soon followed. Could it be that our ancestors braved the Antarctic cold and etched their mark upon its frozen canvas? But hold on, wasn't Antarctica eternally cloaked in ice? Geologists would argue that this desolate land has been under its icy embrace for aeons, perhaps millions of years. However, scraps of evidence hint at the possibility that parts of this cold wasteland were ice-free, potentially as recently as 4,000 years before Christ. Venturing far from the frozen wastelands, tales from the Polynesians describe mysterious culture heroes who ventured and thrived on a land eerily similar to Antarctica. Their legends spoke of unfamiliar terrains, where white rocks sprouted from the waters and strange creatures like seals and penguins roamed. A scholar, Argo, penned these tales in his tome, Out of Antarctica. The Polynesians revered this land, considering it their ancestral abode. What could compel an entire culture to believe in such a connection, unless there were truths hidden beneath layers of snow and time? In 2017, in a groundbreaking expedition, German geologists delved deep into Antarctica's bowels to unveil its climatic past. Their tools were unique, their methods untried in these parts, and the revelations were nothing short of staggering. They unearthed traces of a time when Antarctica wasn't a land of ice, but a lush rainforest reminiscent of modern-day northern Italy. These astounding findings hinted at a world yet to be fully understood. Thousands of miles away, the plateaus of Cairo, Egypt harbor another enigma: the Giza necropolis. These age-old structures, believed to be constructed around 2,550 years before Christ, have captivated and mystified humanity for millennia. Among these, the Sphinx stands as a sentinel of time, its origins, purpose, and history shrouded in mystery. Its vastness is beyond imagination, and its allure is timeless. Though smaller replicas and avenues lined with sphinxes grace various parts of Egypt, the Giza Sphinx is unparalleled. Its significance, function, and history remain points of contention and wonder. Historically, the Sphinx was a victim to time, buried beneath the sands, only its head defiantly emerging. It took the vision of Napoleon's expedition to Egypt in the late 18th century to ignite a global interest in its secrets. Yet it wasn't until the 1920s, under the vigilant guidance of Aimé Barrès, that the sands relinquished their grip, revealing the Sphinx in all its glory. But what connects these two worlds? The snow-clad pyramids of Antarctica and the sun-bathed Sphinx of Giza. The answer may lie hidden, waiting for the next piece of the puzzle to be revealed. Nestled at the very base of our globe is the chilling expanse known as Antarctica. This land, the coldest and most hostile continent in the world, spans over an area equivalent to more than 5 million square miles. It is a white vastness blanketed by ice sheets, some of which plunge to depths exceeding a mile. A chillingly harsh average daily temperature settles at around -49 degrees Fahrenheit, and to make matters worse, fierce winds occasionally whip through the land, reaching speeds beyond 100 miles per hour. This desolate expanse is currently home only to scientists, brave souls who reside in scattered research stations, diligently studying the secrets of the icy wasteland. Mainstream geologists and historians, for the most part, have held on to the conviction that ancient human civilizations never made Antarctica their home, primarily because of its incredibly forbidding climate. However, in a turn of events that surprised many, satellite imagery from 2016 unveiled an enigmatic structure poking out from beneath the icy blanket. This curious formation bore a remarkable resemblance to a pyramid, an architectural marvel made by human hands. Soon after, whispers and claims began circulating about the discovery of grand, majestic pyramids in Antarctica, some of which eerily mirrored the grandeur and perfection of their Egyptian counterparts. Yet these frozen pyramids surpassed even the grandiose stature of the Egyptian wonders. For instance, one such pyramid sported a flawlessly square base, each side stretching a massive 2 kilometers. This led many to wonder, could it be possible that our distant ancestors managed to traverse, and possibly even settle on the Antarctic continent? Such a discovery would be groundbreaking. If the hypothesis of a man-made pyramid buried beneath Antarctic ice proves true, it would demand answers to pressing questions. When was this magnificent structure erected? Who were its architects? How did they manage such a feat on the frozen tundra? While most geologists assert that Antarctica has been imprisoned under ice for countless eons, there's emerging evidence suggesting certain pockets of the continent might have been ice-free, at least until around 4000 BC. Delving into the ancient lore of Polynesia, tales emerge of legendary figures, hailed as culture heroes, who purportedly journeyed to Antarctica. Argot, a noted French academic, compiled these riveting tales in a book, painting a portrait of a mysterious land. The Polynesian narrative speaks of a strange realm where towering white rocks, perhaps icebergs, rose from the waters, and where unique creatures like seals and penguins roamed. Intriguingly, the Polynesian people held a profound belief that this icy expanse was the cradle of their ancestors. Why this conviction? And could it be conceivable that at some point in our planet's history, this frigid wasteland was hospitable enough to support human life? Seeking answers, in 2017, a team of German geologists embarked on a unique expedition. They sought and procured core samples from the depths of Antarctica's frozen seabed, intending to glean insights into the continent's ancient climate. Their findings were nothing short of revolutionary. Utilizing a pioneering seafloor drill rig, previously untested in Antarctic waters, they unearthed sediments teeming with evidence of more than 60 diverse plant species, reminiscent of lush rainforests. These findings hinted at a bygone era when the Antarctic climate mirrored that of present-day northern Italy. Such revelations suggest that Antarctica, currently seen as a barren wasteland, holds secrets that might redefine our understanding of Earth's history. Traveling north to Cairo, Egypt, we find the iconic Giza necropolis. Situated just a stone's throw west of the meandering Nile River, this site is arguably the world's most renowned collection of ancient ruins. Historians believe that during Egypt's 4th dynasty, around 2550 BC, these awe-inspiring limestone edifices were constructed. Every day, throngs of tourists flock to these ruins, their eyes widening in wonder at the immense pyramids, the looming tombs, and the enigmatic stone guardian known as the Sphinx. This Sphinx, an incredible monolithic statue carved from the native rock of the Giza Plateau, measures a staggering 240 feet in length, 66 feet in height, and 62 feet in width. Its visage, staring eternally towards the horizon, has captivated humanity for millennia. But even after so many centuries of scrutiny and study, the Sphinx continues to guard its secrets fiercely. It remains an enigma. its origins and purpose shrouded in mystery. Though the Sphinx at Giza is undeniably the most famous of its kind, Egypt boasts numerous other such statues. Some are smaller, some line avenues between temples, yet none can compare to the grandeur and significance of the one at Giza. The uniqueness of this Sphinx is not just in its size, but in its placement and purpose. What was its role in the ancient world? This puzzle has perplexed scholars and historians alike. For a significant portion of its existence, the Sphinx lay buried, with only its head visible above the sand. Notable paintings depict figures like Emperor Napoleon marveling at the Sphinx, its body still concealed beneath the desert. Napoleon's foray into Egypt in the year 1798 played a pivotal role in Europe's growing intrigue towards ancient Egyptian wonders. The Sphinx would remain ensconced in the sands of time until the 1920s. It was only then, under the meticulous guidance of the engineer Emir Beres, that the desert relinquished its grip, revealing the Sphinx in its full glory. Such revelations invite contemplation. When exactly was the Sphinx sculpted? Some, referencing a stone tablet known as the Inventory Stele, postulate that the Sphinx might predate the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, who preceded Pharaoh Khafre, traditionally believed to have commissioned the Sphinx. This stele, etched with inscriptions dating back roughly 4,600 years, suggests that the Sphinx might be even older than previously believed, a relic from a bygone era that the ancient Egyptians revered, repaired, and maintained. One of the most compelling advocates for this theory is a researcher who first visited the Sphinx in the summer of 1990. His observations of erosional patterns on the Sphinx, markedly different from other structures on the Giza Plateau, led him to a startling hypothesis. The patterns hinted at water-induced erosion, suggesting a time when rainfall was abundant. Such a climate, drastically different from the arid conditions of the Sahara Desert, implies that the Sphinx might harken back to a time before the Sahara became a desert. This would place its origins around the end of the last ice age, roughly 10,000 BC, suggesting the monument is a vestige from a pre-dynastic era. Venturing across the Atlantic to Cincinnati, Ohio, we find ourselves on an innocuous suburban street. Here, a seemingly mundane residence houses a dark secret, for in its basement, Greg and Dana Newkirk harbor a collection of bizarre artifacts believed to be cursed. Over the years, their reputation as custodians of these malevolent items has grown, drawing individuals from around the globe, seeking solace by handing over cursed possessions that have brought turmoil into their lives. You might wonder why anyone would willingly surround themselves with such items. Yet there's an undeniable allure to objects imbued with dark powers. An item labeled as cursed is, by its very nature, unique. This uniqueness sparks intrigue, drawing attention even from those who should arguably steer clear. However, Greg and Dana treat their roles as custodians of these objects with a gravity born from experience, understanding the responsibility that comes with housing such powerful artifacts. Among their collection lies a deer skull, believed to have caused a series of misfortunes for its previous owner, including illness, accidents, and structural collapses. In this vast world, mysteries abound, from ancient relics that challenge our understanding of history to contemporary tales of cursed artifacts. As we delve deeper into these enigmas, we continue to unravel the rich tapestry of human existence, redefining our place in the annals of time. In the realm of the mysterious, there exists a unique museum. Within its walls are displayed not just ordinary artifacts, but ones of peculiar potency. Some visitors to the museum, overseen by Greg and Dana Newkirk, have found themselves experiencing peculiar sensations that they cannot rationally explain. Without any discernible cause, visitors report symptoms such as heart palpitations, heightened anxiety, and even nausea. In more severe cases, some have been overcome by fainting spells or bouts of vomiting, while others have been gripped by a sensation of dry heaving. Clearly, these objects hold a power, an eerie energy that invokes very tangible and visceral physical reactions in those who dare to come near. Among the myriad of accursed items in the Newkirk's collection, several stand out as particularly malevolent. One such artifact is a ring with a dark history. This ring is believed to possess a malevolent force so potent that it can claim the life of anyone who dares to wear it. Alongside this ominous jewelry piece sits a Bible that has a disturbing past. It was once employed during an exorcism that failed, leaving behind an air of dark energy that has clung to it ever since. Another artifact, a seemingly innocuous doll, is said to be a harbinger of sickness, leaving illness in its wake wherever it is taken. However, amidst this collection of cursed objects, one stands out as the most terrifying of them all. So much so, in fact, that the Newkirks refuse to keep it within their collection. This object is an eerie wooden effigy, known colloquially as the crone. This unsettling figure is carved in the likeness of a woman, and at some point in its dark history, someone saw fit to bind it with a noose and pierce it with nails. The crone's journey to the Newkirks began when a group of hikers discovered it in a secluded cave in the Catskills Mountains. When these hikers took it home, their peaceful lives were disrupted by a series of unsettling events. Their pets began to act out, unexplainable wet footprints appeared in their home, and an air of menace permeated their dwelling. Desperate for relief, they reached out to the Newkirks for assistance. Visitors who came near this malevolent figure reported an overwhelming sense of anxiety. In one particularly alarming incident, a visitor from Canada, upon viewing the crone, experienced such a violent reaction that his eyes rolled back, blood seeped from his mouth, and he suffered a severe seizure. This was the tipping point for the Newkirks, who decided that something had to be done to neutralize the crone's dangerous aura. Believing in the power of place and the return of objects to their origin to negate their malevolence, the Newkirks hatched a plan. They decided to take the crone back to the Catskills, to the very location where it had first been discovered. Their intention was to perform a ritualistic cleansing, specifically removing the nails that had been embedded into the effigy, symbolically pulling the curse out. Upon reaching the desired location, they set up a protective circle, designed to contain and control the energies being dealt with during the ritual. Throughout this intense process, they reported hearing inexplicable footsteps and eerie sounds just outside their protective circle. Despite the palpable fear they felt, they proceeded, and as each nail was removed, they described feeling a tangible shift in the atmosphere, culminating in an almost electric sensation. As the ritual concluded, the silent night was pierced by the howls of countless coyotes, as if nature itself was acknowledging the release of the trapped energies. The crone, which had once exuded such malevolent power, now seemed to be just an ordinary piece of carved wood. The Newkirks felt a sense of accomplishment, confident that they had neutralized the dark force that had once resided within. Shifting our focus from this contemporary tale of the paranormal, we journey to the lower Jordan River Valley. Here, a peculiar ridge rises from the landscape. But this is not just any landform. Beneath layers of earth and rock lie the remnants of an ancient city that traces its origins back almost 4,000 years. Modern-day archaeologists refer to this site as Tall Ilm. The city, with its elongated structure stretching almost a mile, is believed to have been a bustling metropolis in its heyday, possibly housing as many as 50,000 inhabitants. Despite its evident historical significance, the city remains an enigma. Its original name has been lost to time, and the identity of its ancient inhabitants is a topic of debate. However, in recent archaeological circles, there's a theory that's gained traction. Some experts posit that Tall Ilm might, in fact, be the ruins of the infamous biblical city of Sodom. According to the book of Genesis, Sodom and its neighboring city, Gomorrah, were hotbeds of wickedness and vice. Their decadence and depravity reached such a level that divine intervention was deemed necessary. It's written that God chose to obliterate these cities, raining down fire and sulfur from the heavens. If this theory holds true, then the ruins of Tall Ilm stand as a testament to the consequences of unchecked vice and serve as a somber reminder of divine retribution. Deep within the annals of religious texts, tales of divine intervention and retribution abound. One such tale, a story that has captured the imagination of countless generations, is the cataclysmic destruction of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. According to biblical accounts, God had decided that the inhabitants of these cities had strayed too far from righteousness. Thus, his judgment was swift and definitive. He declared, "Enough is enough," and with unparalleled might, a rain of fire and molten stone cascaded from the heavens, originating from the divine power of Yahweh. This apocalyptic event consumed the cities entirely. It is stated in the scriptures that every single living entity, from the greatest of men to the smallest of twigs, was incinerated in this divine inferno. The annihilation of Sodom and Gomorrah, as relayed in religious texts, has been a subject of both reverence and intrigue. The tale serves as a symbolic metaphor that encapsulates the consequences of human transgressions and the extent of divine retribution. Through this story, believers are reminded of the sheer might of God and how his power can manifest in the face of human wickedness. For a long time, the overwhelming consensus amongst scholars was that the narrative of Sodom and Gomorrah was merely a myth, an allegorical tale to instill morality and fear of the divine. However, in more recent times, a compelling argument has emerged that suggests this story might have historical roots. Why do some now believe that the ruins known as Tal Ilhem could be the remnants of the city of Sodom? Geographical data embedded within the biblical narrative offers clues. The scriptures detail that Sodom was located to the north and east of the Dead Sea and directly east of Jerusalem. Intriguingly, Tal Ilhem fits this geographical description perfectly. Not only does it match in terms of location, but the time frame and other descriptive elements align seamlessly with the biblical account. Researchers and archaeologists, in their quest to uncover the truth, have reported finding physical evidence at the Tal Ilhem site that seems to correlate with the biblical description of Sodom's downfall. The scriptures, specifically in Genesis chapter 19, verses 24 and 25, detail the catastrophic event where rock and fire rained from the heavens, obliterating both Sodom and Gomorrah. One prevailing hypothesis is that an incoming meteor or a fragment of one exploded over the northern end of the Dead Sea, resulting in the annihilation of Tal Ilhem. Supporting this theory, the site has shown evidence of thermal damage, evidenced by melted building materials and semi-molten pottery fragments. Furthermore, microspherules, minuscule spherical-shaped melted pieces of mineral grains and sands, have been discovered. Most intriguingly, there's a noticeable presence of rare earth elements at the site. Elements commonly found in asteroids, yet relatively scarce on Earth. Another peculiar observation about Tal Ilhem is its mid-layer, which boasts an unusually high salt concentration. Archaeologists have often unearthed pottery coated with thick salt crystals. Could this be the same salt from the Dead Sea? And if so, might an explosive meteor event have propelled a mixture of dirt, water, and salt over the landscape? This theory is made even more compelling when one recalls the biblical tale of Lot's wife. As Lot and his family fled the doomed city, angels had commanded them not to look back. However, Lot's wife, unable to resist, glanced back at the unfolding devastation and was transformed into a pillar of salt. This connection between the destruction of Sodom and salt adds another layer of depth to the meteor explosion theory. Yet, the question remains, was such a meteoric event merely a natural occurrence, or was it indeed an act of God? The concept of fire and brimstone descending from the heavens is a mystery that has perplexed believers and skeptics alike. For many, the search for tangible evidence of this event is not just about understanding history, but also a quest to find physical proof of faith. Human beings, in their quest for knowledge and understanding, have often turned to archaeology as a means to validate and enrich the stories of old. While faith is deeply personal and doesn't necessarily require tangible proof, many find solace in the idea that the narratives they hold dear might be confirmed through scientific investigation. Delving into the biblical account of Sodom's destruction by fire and burning stone from the heavens, one can't help but wonder if such a cataclysmic event would have left physical traces behind. The natural world and the events that shape it leave marks, footprints that can often be discerned through the meticulous lens of science. Although science may not categorically label an event as an act of God, it can certainly corroborate the existence of the event itself. A vivid illustration of this intertwining of ancient accounts and scientific confirmation is found in the historic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in Pompeii, Italy. In 79 AD, around 1 in the afternoon of a serene late summer day, the city found itself at the mercy of nature's wrath. Mount Vesuvius, looming in the distance, erupted with a force that rendered the Roman city of Pompeii helpless. Clouds of ash, superheated gas, and molten lava swiftly cascaded down, and within moments, Pompeii was engulfed. Thousands met their untimely end, their last moments frozen as the city that had been their sanctuary transformed into their grave. Today, almost 2 millennia later, Pompeii stands as a haunting testament to nature's power. The cataclysmic pyroclastic eruption, with its torrent of scorching ash and debris, flash froze everything in its path, paradoxically preserving the very life it obliterated. The result is a city suspended in time, its architecture, organic materials, food items, human remains, and even animal remains preserved under layers of volcanic remnants. One of the most captivating discoveries in the vicinity of Pompeii is the Villa dei Papyri, or the Villa of the Papyri. This luxury Roman villa, believed to have once been the vacation retreat of a Roman senator from the illustrious Calpurnius Piso family, was discovered quite by accident in the mid-18th century. Workers, digging about 75 feet deep through volcanic debris, stumbled upon a marvelously crafted colored marble floor. But what made this villa truly remarkable was not its intricate design or the opulence it showcased. Buried deep within its confines was a treasure trove of knowledge, a library housing over 1,800 scrolls of papyrus. These charred, carbonized scrolls, initially mistaken for mere tree branches, were the remnants of writings from almost 2,000 years ago. They spanned various genres, from philosophy and poetry to literary criticism and history. Although the importance of these scrolls was recognized, their fragile state posed significant challenges. The fear of further damaging these ancient manuscripts rendered many untouched for over a century. However, the advent of new technology provided a beacon of hope. Scientists from the University of Kentucky introduced a novel technique called virtual unwrapping. This cutting-edge method utilized advanced X-ray machinery to scan and subsequently visualize the text on these scrolls without physically unrolling them. Using this method, they managed to digitally unveil complete scrolls and fragments, revealing insights into the ancient world, like quotes from the Greek philosopher Democritus, known for his pioneering thoughts on atoms. But the most tantalizing possibility lies in the scrolls yet to be deciphered. Given the timeline, some believe that the Villa dei Papyri could house copies of original letters written by Apostle Paul, a contemporary of Jesus Christ. If this speculation proves true, it would be monumental. Such letters would represent some of the earliest Christian documents, potentially taking us back to the days of Jesus and his disciples. Harnessing technology to decode the past offers a bridge between faith and science. As we advance, we're presented with unprecedented opportunities to uncover lost chapters of history, revealing the rich tapestry that is our shared human story. As we journey through time, unearthing the whispers of the past and melding them with the discoveries of today, each story becomes a testament to human perseverance and the endless quest for knowledge. If you too are captivated by tales that bridge history, faith, and science, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave us a comment. What ancient mysteries would you like us to delve into next? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can join us on more riveting explorations. Together, let's keep the past alive and our curiosities burning.